If you're looking for a powerful, flexible, and enterprise-ready content management system, Drupal is one of the best choices available. Unlike many website builders, Drupal is designed to handle everything from personal blogs to government websites, universities, online communities, and large business portals. In this video, I'll show you how to install the latest version of Drupal on Ubuntu 26.04 from start to finish. We'll install Apache, MariaDB, PHP, create the database, configure Apache, install Drupal, and complete the web installer. Let's get started. I'll be installing Drupal on my Kamatera VPS server. First, let me connect to the server using SSH so we can perform all the installation steps directly from the terminal. Before installing anything, it's always a good idea to update your package lists and upgrade installed software. This ensures your system has the latest security updates and software versions. Drupal needs a web server. Apache is one of the most popular choices because it's stable, reliable, and easy to configure. So install Apache. Once it's installed, start the service and enable it so it starts automatically whenever the server boots. Check its status by running this command. If everything is working correctly, you should see that Apache is active and running. Drupal requires PHP along with several extensions. Install everything with this command. Next, check the installed version. You can run this command. Drupal stores its content inside a database. We'll use MariaDB, which is fully compatible with MySQL and is commonly used on Linux servers. Also, do not forget to secure your Maria database installation. This is a critical step for any production server. Just run sudo mysql_secure_installation command. Once the installation is complete, start the MariaDB service and configure it to launch automatically whenever the system boots. Use this command to verify if it's running. Use the letter Q to exit. Log into MariaDB and create a database, a dedicated user, and then grant permissions. Next, download Drupal. Start by moving into the web directory. Once it's done, we need to set the correct permissions. The web server needs to be able to write to certain directories. The last server-side step is to configure Apache to point to our new Drupal directory. We need to create a new virtual host configuration file. Now paste this configuration into the file. I will leave a link to the full config in the description below. Make sure to replace domain with your server's IP address or domain name. If you do not have a domain, you can buy one from Namecheap. Link is in the description. For this tutorial, I'll be using the subdomain drupal.zacsdeck.com, which points to my Ubuntu 26.04 VPS. So you have to create an A record in your DNS for your subdomain or domain. Save and close the file. Press Ctrl, then X and type Y and press Enter. Now enable the site and the Apache rewrite module, which Drupal needs for clean URLs. Next, check the Apache 2 syntax if it is correct. If the syntax is okay, restart the Apache service. If you're using UFW, allow Apache traffic, then complete the installation by opening your web browser and going to the URL. The Drupal installer will appear. Well, seems there's a problem. Seems Apache is serving .php files as plain text instead of passing them to PHP. Let us install the Apache PHP 8.5 module by running this command. Let us enable the Apache PHP 8.5 module by running this command. Restart Apache. Now verify that Apache loaded PHP. If you see this, then it is loaded. Let us now reload the site. Your Drupal site should execute PHP instead of displaying the source code. Great, PHP is now working correctly with Apache and the Drupal installer is loading. The remaining issue is the warning at the top. This usually means the server environment is blocking executable memory allocation. For PCREJIT, open php.ini and add some line at the end of the file. Refresh the Drupal installer page. The warning should disappear. Once you access your domain in a web browser, the Drupal installation wizard will appear. On the first screen, select your preferred language, then click Save and continue to proceed. Well, now Drupal is telling us the settings.php file is not readable during installation. Run these commands. Drupal may also need the files directory, so prepare it now. Now go back to the browser and click Try again. Database configuration. This is where we use the credentials we created earlier. The installer will now run and set up the database tables. This will take a minute. Finally, you will be asked to set up your site details. And that's it. You should now be looking at the Drupal 11 dashboard. You have successfully installed Drupal on Ubuntu 26.04 from scratch. After the Drupal installation finishes, lock down settings.php by running this command. Now that Drupal is installed and working, let's secure the website by installing an SSL certificate. An SSL certificate encrypts the connection between your website and its visitors, protecting sensitive information such as login credentials and form submissions. It also enables HTTPS, which improves user trust and is recommended by search engines like Google. We'll use Let's Encrypt to obtain a free SSL certificate and CertBot to automatically configure Apache for HTTPS. CertBot will ask for an email address and agreement to the terms. If asked whether to redirect HTTP traffic to HTTPS, choose the redirect to HTTPS option. The official Apache flow supports automatic Apache configuration in this step. And that's it. Our Drupal website is now protected with an SSL certificate and is being served securely over HTTPS. This means all communication between your server and your visitors is encrypted, making your website more secure and trustworthy. That completes our Drupal installation on Ubuntu 26.04. We installed Apache, MariaDB, and PHP, configured the database, installed Drupal, and secured the site with a free Let's Encrypt SSL certificate. If you found this tutorial helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel for more Linux, self-hosting, and open source tutorials. If you have any questions or run into any issues during the installation, leave a comment below and I'll be happy to help. Thanks for watching and I'll see you in the next video.